Hey guys, what's up? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well, and I welcome you back to Third Age Total War. This is a custom scenario made by Paladin Bob. It's a siege battle between Dale and their allies and Gundabad and their allies. So what's happening here is this is a time before smog. So Dale is actually doing quite well. You know, they don't have that dragon issue. So their trade is really good. Their military is pretty good. They also have very strong allies like the dwarves of Erebor and the elves of Mirkwood. So they were looking to expand their economy. They wanted to go down the river and build a new trading hub, a new trading town closer to the realm of Mirkwood. Well, the scouts for Sauron, they notified Sauron, and well, he doesn't want any of his enemies growing stronger, so he sent a ring wraith to Gundabad to convince them to attack the town, the trading post. Now, when I say convince, I mean threaten. No, I don't know. I don't know how you convince orcs. You promise them man flesh. Whatever. Of course, they're going to do whatever Sauron says. So they rallied an army. We've got orcs from Gundabad, Misty Mountains, and of course, Mordor. And that's the scenario. We've got this really cool map. I'm going to go ahead and actually do slow motion. Now, let me just tell you before we look at the rules and the army comps, there's going to be a little bit of a fight here with these elven horse skirmishers. You're not going to see anything really. I mean, just a couple volleys, a little back and forth, but we're not going to miss anything really. I just like to have the replay going as I show you stuff, but we're doing 0.1 speed, so we're really not going to miss anything. So yeah, rules. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me show you the map. The map is really cool. I really like how abstract and there's strategic positions. It's pretty awesome. Also, I love how there's like the castle that kind of like looks over the town where they keep all their weapons and stuff. You know, just use your imagination. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So there's very strategic bridges. This is the main town where the people live. And of course, the attackers have to conquer this town center, which they've put up some barricades, which is really awesome. So yeah, that's the town. That's pretty much it. Let me show you, actually, let me talk about the rules here. The rules are pretty simple. Attack and take the town. Now, there are 3 different forces for the defenders. We have Dale's like garrison force, which was really the chunk of the defending forces. And then we have reinforcement armies. We have the dwarves who are sending over a small force. And we also have the elves from Mirkwood who are sending over a pretty sizable force. The other forces are scouts. So we have a couple scouts from the elves. It's like light archers and light infantry. And Dale also has some scouts over on this side who have been following the army for a couple days, sending messages, just reporting the numbers and what types of troops they're going to be fighting at the town as they get ready to, you know, as they're putting up their defenses and the soldiers were getting ready for battle. But yeah, let's now look at the armies and we'll get started with this one. So we'll start with the attackers since it's nice and neat. Everybody's all over here. So the first army, we have the orcs of Gundabad, commanded by J Monster. Of course, he's bringing lots of orcs. We got a ballista, or not a ballista, a ram. Some catapults, trolls, and more orc fellers and orc marauders. Just a good old orc army with some warg riders. Right behind his army, we have the orcs of Gundabad again. We have Sin of the Dark Cloud. He is bringing pretty much the same army. Orcs of Gundabad, Snaga archers, some orc halberdiers, trolls, and catapults. So very strong armies, especially with those trolls. The next army is from the Misty Mountains. The orcs from the Misty Mountains, commanded by Lord Rook. I think. So he's got warg riders and some heavy goblin infantry for his main force. He is, of course, bringing some cannon fodder like the goblin infantry. Way in the back, he has some archers, more orc bodyguard, heavy goblin infantry, and some trolls and warg riders. And then for the final army, the 4th army, we have Mordor, commanded by Roros. He's bringing Uruks. He's got the very strong Uruks and some orcs as well, orc raiders. He's got the trolls in the back. And in the front, some orc band. Of course, you got to have that cannon fodder. And then here's the wraith and his bodyguard, the one who is convincing everyone to attack. And just look at the view here. This is fantastic, seeing that army back there. All right, so let's now move on to the good guys. We'll start with the elven scouts and reinforcements. So the elves are commanded by Magyar Hoplet. So Magyar. So he is bringing some Sylvan horse archers. Now we saw his scouting force I think they're back here. So yeah, a couple scouting units. And then again, most of his army is located back here, which is consisting of Sindar archers, Sylvan heavy archers, and of course spears and swordsmen, I believe. Or is it just mostly spears? I think it's mostly spears. Very small reinforcement armies. So that's it for the elves. Let's now move on to the dwarves. This dwarven army is commanded by Pope Fluffy Duck. Very small army. I'm pretty sure this is everything, but he's got dwarven miners and, you know, not by age, but that's their profession. The dwarves are not sending in miners into battle. And then Iron Guard, some dwarven halbermen, and some Volt Wardens. So, again, the reinforcements are small. It's really mostly up to Dale. Let's now look at Dale's army. The first Dale army, there's two of them. The first one is commanded by Paladin Bob. He's bringing a little everything. He's got Yeoman Cav, some dismounted earls, which is a fantastic unit, some Bardian marksmen as well. So he's got the great archer force. His forces are kind of scattered everywhere around the trading post. So he's got some. Actually, that's not Paladin Bob. Paladin Bob has a force of Dale swordsmen who are kind of watching this bridge. And yeah, he's got more forces over here, which includes Dale swordsmen, longbows. So pretty solid force. And then the final player, which is also Dale, commanded by I'm gonna butcher this name, Swaney Troll. He is bringing the pretty similar army. We've got Dale. He's got Dalesmen, which is a great axe unit. He's got some Rivermen, which is like a javelin type unit. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. That's pretty much it for the armies, and we can now go ahead and start the battle. All right, so the archers for the orcs have now been fighting back the horse archers. That's the best way to kill horse archers, honestly. If you don't have horse archers of your own, you got to use archers to try to just zone them out, keep them away from your infantry, because of course your infantry is very vulnerable to horse archers. So he's relining up. It looks like he wants to go back for some more. But as of right now, this is pretty much it from the battle. Oh, also, you know what, guys? I forgot to tell you some more rules. Basically, the elves and dwarves can't show up until 15-20 minutes later, so they're kind of like on their way marching. The scouts can't move until 5 minutes later, but that's about it. It's not super important that you know that, but just a heads up. So yeah, the elves are actually going to disengage, and now the evil forces of Gundabad are going to march forward and get ready for the siege, bring down this settlement, the trading post, burn it to the ground. Also, I forgot to mention as well, I'm pretty sure Mordor has to hang back. Mordor is kind of like the rear guard. You know, if things go bad, then they'll march in kind of thing. So they're not going to be in the front lines right away. So the forces of Gundabad and the orcs of the Misty Mountains, they continue their march closer and closer to the enemy. We do have some archers close by, some Snaga archers who are putting down some fire, and it looks like a unit that is in loose formation, which of course is always smart when facing archers. Paladin Bob has his Dale swordsman ready to defend this little land bridge against the massive hordes. We do have reserves from his ally, so he's got the, see, what do we got? Some watchmen, some hearth watchmen, and we also have the rivermen. So they are thinking about defending this choke point. I don't know if they're just bluffing. Maybe they're, oh yeah, here comes the arrow fire. Maybe they're just trying to get the enemy to waste some of their ammo, and then they're gonna fall back. They're gonna lose men. Yeah, there they go. Yeah, he's had enough. He's like, nope. Not gonna happen anymore. I'm getting the hell out of here. Which is a smart idea, because he doesn't really have an answer to those archers. Those archers are just gonna be able to sit back and get a lot of kills. So he's gonna fall back to the safety of his town and go to the Hearth Watchmen. Now, I don't know if the Hearth Watchmen and the Rivermen are going to hold their ground as well. Maybe he's just trying to pull them into a trap, give them a false sense of security, and they will advance forward. And then the rest of the army is still marching forward. Obviously, he's going to go for this flank, which is smart because we got a lot of open ground. There's not a ton of choke points. You see, this leads to the town without a single bridge choke point, so that it definitely is easier on the attackers. And I think it's pretty smart of them to attack this side of the village, because if you can go in here, you don't need to go into the other locations like over here where we've got a tiny choke point, and then this smaller part of the town also has a tiny choke point. Just avoid it. Just go around it. Don't worry about it, and attack this wall, and you should be able to destroy your enemies. Okay, so now the orcs of the Misty Mountains are slowly pushing forward. I made a huge cut there because we really didn't, you guys really didn't miss much. There was a bit of a horse battle or cav battle. The skirmishers, the horse skirmishers, you can see some of them dead on the ground. What they were doing was just harassing the wargs. That's why the wargs are all dead. They didn't actually meet in melee. So the horse archers were keeping their distance. The only reason that there are dead horses here is because of the archers, the goblin archers that were supporting them, but they butchered those wargs. But that's pretty much it. Paladin Bob, he sent over some of the yeoman cav units, and of course the scouts. If you remember the scouting forces, they have now mobilized this way, so the elves have some troops that are near the gate. I think he also sent over, yeah, see, he's got his archers over here. So this was the scouting force that now maneuvered closer to the gate. So let's head back here. So it's been a very oh wait, hold the phone, guys. We've got a battle. Here we go. All right, so they finally have decided to send over some orc fellers across the bridge. Really the same thing going on here, just like the other side. A lot of skirmishing, a lot of mind games. And, oh my god, why does that look like it's in slow motion? The Rivermen, they're in range. They're supporting the watchmen who are holding it back against the orc fellers. We definitely have a battle between poopy units, really bad units. Both of these units are pretty much cannon fodder for both armies. But I guess it's good that they're fighting each other. It's pretty even. But now the watchmen are outnumbered, but of course they have the support from the javelin forces, so they might be able to come out on top. We do have some reinforcements headed over that way, some Hearth watchmen, so he's going to try to reinforce this defense. Now, I don't think, let's see, J Monster, he might be sending up some orc halberds. Now, if he sends up the halberds, it's definitely going to be a different story. They should be able to cut right through these forces. Paladin Bob is sending up his Dale swordsman. Now that the archers have stopped firing at his forces, he can send back his infantry. Oh, wait, we've got another charge here, guys. Wargs have decided to storm across this choke point now. And look at the archer support fire. This is unbelievable. The longbows of Dale getting a perfect flanking fire on these guys as the Dale swordsmen hold the bridge, and the javelins, they're doing a great job as well. More rivermen doing their job. I think these guys, did they use up their ammo? Because it looks like they're going into melee. But this is just a really tricky situation for these orcs, because it seems like everywhere they go, they just don't have superior positioning, so they are getting crushed. He is setting up Snaga skirmishers, though, a nice javelin unit, again, to try to give him a taste of his own medicine. Use the javelins to soften up the infantry who are holding the choke point as Dale continues. And look at the pile of dead wargs. You know there's like a Dale soldier under there, kind of like that scene where Gimli's just like stacked with like dead wargs on himself. That I can imagine just being trapped under a dead body of wargs. It would be, well, it'd be awful. It would be horrible. But I guess being trapped under a horse would be a little bit worse, because I just imagine horses are heavier than wargs. Honestly, I don't know why I'm rambling on about that, because wargs are just fantasy. Why does this matter? Okay, so anyways, back to the fight. Dale swordsmen now facing some goblin infantry. So once again, they're sending in their cannon fodder type troops, which is smart because, well, they're cannon fodder, as in they're making the enemy waste their ammo and supplies on the weaker troops instead of the quality troops, you know, for orcs. I mean, pretty much all the orcs are trash, but compared to other orcs, the goblin infantry is cannon fodder. Let's head back over to the other choke point where the goblins and the men of Dale are still very close. Now we got supporting fire from the goblins. Unfortunately, the goblins pretty far away with those archers, so they are getting a lot of friendly fire. Yeah, oh yeah, they're getting a ton of friendly fire. Oh, you know what, guys? I forgot to mention another rule. So let me go ahead and just tell you now during this fight, if one of the generals, the main general for the orcs of Gundabad, or the ring wraith, the general of Mordor, if they die, then chaos will spread amongst the ranks, and the goblins will break. The orcs and goblins will break without, you know, because they lost their leadership. So it's very important that they do not lose their generals or it's an instant defeat. I should have said that earlier, but whatever. Better late than never. So now we got the Rivermen who are joining the fight in melee because they used up all their javelins, facing the Goblin infantry. We got a couple stacks. It's about 2 units of Goblin infantry. The longbows are still doing great. Not sure how they died. Maybe some archers. Yeah, maybe there's some Goblin archers over here, but the longbows, yeah, they took casualties. I don't know really where from. But let's see what's going on this way. Again, slow progress. They're just slowly trying to face the horse skirmishers who are doing an excellent job of slowing down this main. I mean, really, this is the main army. They have so many troops here, so many trolls, and it's the most important place to defend because if they get into here, they can capture the town center, which, yeah. Only, I mean, it's gonna be, there's not a lot of defenders over here is what I'm trying to say. So I think once they break in, it's gonna be a pretty easy task. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, sorry about that Steam message, guys. I don't know why I'm still getting messages. I'm appearing offline, so I shouldn't be notified. Anyways, here comes an epic cav charge from Paladin Bob, running down some Goblin infantry. We've got a counter charge from some Orc marauders. Unfortunately, he lost most of his cav in that charge, and now the elves are also engaging. And let's see, what else do we have? We got the wargs pushing on the flank. So that was a very surprising charge. They definitely got the enemy or their enemies off guard. And now the yeoman archers are looking face to face to the warg riders, and they're gonna meet them on the battlefield. Though I'm pretty sure the warg riders should win this engagement. Now this is not reforged, so the warg riders are not as good. Actually, wow, the warg riders are trash. They're getting wiped out by the yeoman light cav, and here comes the elves going in with a supporting cav charge, and the orcs are gonna come in followed up with some orc fellers to try to support their warg riders who are getting butchered right now. And we got more fighting in the back ranks, wargs who are trying to flank around, and here comes the elves. So this is why they're sending in, okay. So that's why they sent in the cav units. It's pretty much a suicide charge to help these elves get over there as reinforcements. Remember, guys, they had 15-20 minutes they had to wait before they can send them in. That's why the goblins were pushing so hard to take this location, because if they could stop the elven reinforcement force, they would be able to make this defense, or I'm sorry, attack a lot easier. But amazingly enough, the warg riders are just getting butchered. Oh, wait, the warg riders, oh, what are they doing? I thought they were going to charge into the elven spears, but they decided not to. Now they're surrounded and getting butchered in prolonged melee. And we have more wargs joining the fight, just sending an endless number of wargs. Here comes the trolls. The trolls, nope, decided not to go for the cav, and they're now going for the elves who are just running for their lives, trying to get inside this trading post. Let's see, oh man. So you know the elves, like, if they are victorious here, and the elves, obviously they're going to suffer casualties from this troll charge. If they are victorious, you know they're going to go to Dale like, hey, can we get some, like, cheaper trade? Because we sent guys over here for your own little trading post. We better get a good deal. Also back here we have a little engagement. It appears that it's some rangers. This is, again, the scouting force who are point blank range. Are they going to charge in? Yes, they are. Charging into some warg riders who are trying to clear out the forest. All right, so let's head back here where things are getting really choppy, really messy for the elves. Very unfortunate for the elves getting caught out like that. They might have to fight to the death out in the open field. Oh yeah, look at that. The swordsman just got butchered by those cave trolls. And here comes the general himself. The General of Dale arriving against trolls. What a brave man. So he's going to charge in, try to support the elves. Now, oh, nice. Got a kill there. Now, trolls are considered infantry, so charging into them like that is actually pretty effective. But you definitely don't want to get stuck in melee against these guys. And here comes some goblin infantry reinforcements. And of course, Dale is going to get his men out of there. Paladin Bob making a wise decision. We have more orc marauders. Oh man, they butchered those elves. Did any elves make it? He has 1 unit. Oh my god. Well done. Well done. Well done. 10 points for Gryffindor as the orcs of Gundabad were able to slaughter the reinforcement elves before they could get to the town. Very unfortunate for them. Let's head back over to this land bridge where, yeah, finally the remaining men of Dale are about to die as they fight to the death to defend this little choke point. On the other side, same thing. Looks like the orcs were finally able to break through, and we have a massive tactical retreat over to the final stands or final defenses of the town. So yeah, he's definitely going to defend this. This is smart because it's, again, another single choke point, which I'm pretty sure there. Yeah, so like this land bridge leads to this choke point as well. So this is really the only place they can attack. Again, this is why it's so important for these evil forces to be able to push through and win this one. But they're just finishing off the elves, just slaughtering them. Don't worry, guys. The elven meat will be there after at the end of the battle. I know you guys are hungry, but let's take this town, and then we can eat man flesh. We can eat elf flesh. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a party. Did the Rangers really defeat the Warg Riders? Good God. Warg Riders are such trash in 3rd Age vanilla 3rd Age. But the Rangers, yeah, they held their ground. And now we have Mordor sending up. So the Ring Wraith was just like, all right, Gundabad, you did your job. Now we're going to push forward and finish this fight. So they're going to send them over to the other side as well. So do we have any siege equipment here? Or are we going to have to wait for siege equipment? I think we're going to have to wait. So we might be at another slow point in the battle. We might make another cut. And, yeah. The orcs of Gundabad have now pushed up a catapult. And they are going to begin to bring down these really weak wooden walls. Over on this side, the dwarves have arrived. And I can just imagine the dwarves being like, where's the elves? Dead. Oh, what happened to them? Oh, they got all butchered. It's like, oh, that sucks for them. We're here, though. So could you help us out with that trade? You know, maybe do some cheaper trade. No, anyways, back here, also on this side is what I meant to say. The Snaga skirmishers, I think he's trying to get them to waste their ammo, which is working. I think, what is this, Paladin Bob? Paladin Bob using his catapult. He should definitely hold fire. You don't want to waste it on a Snaga skirmisher unit. But thankfully, with the support of the dwarves, I should say, I think they're going to be able to hold this for a very long time. I think the dwarves should just keep marching and probably send their forces over to this side and help defend against this massive force of forces of Misty Mountains and soon to be Mordor joining up on this side. So the walls are close to being destroyed. He should definitely try to use up all of his ammo and break down as many breach points as possible. The more breach points, the easier it's going to be. Oh, rippy skippy Dalesman. And there we go. There's the first breach point. So this trading post is really going to have a tough time here on out throughout the battle. We've got a catapult here and some longbows. So Dale is sending over some reinforcements. He's got to send more men. Definitely more men. So I hope the dwarves, please tell me the dwarves are making their way that way. See, Pope Fluffy Duck, come on. Come on, Pope Fluffy Duck. No, he's keeping his dwarves over on this side. I don't know, maybe he could just split his dwarven force. Like, it is important. Oh, nice. Dale's sending over some swordsmen. Can they go through? Oh, look at this. So the orcs can use this as an attacking point. So that's not good. Maybe Dale shouldn't have charged through that gap because he basically just told the enemy how he could also attack that location. So the Snaga skirmishers are getting butchered. The Dale swordsmen doing their job, taking them out. And here comes more Snaga archers. The rest of the army's just hanging back, regrouping, getting ready for the next assault, next wave attack. Oh no! Why, goblins? Why? Orcs! You gotta wait for more breach points. So now that they're only using one breach point, charging in an endless number of orcs. Dale, all they have to do is focus their troops and take them out. Oh my god, look at this force. This is massive. Imagine being one of the few Dalian swordsman soldier just looking out and seeing that massive army. Is it worth it? Is increasing your trade, you greedy Dalian people? Alright, so the archers are really just letting loose those arrows. The goblin infantry is making great progress. We have some rivermen now joining the fight, trying to reinforce their lines. You think it's bad for Dale now? Just wait for Smog. Just wait for that Dargan. Alright, here comes some orc man. By the way, I call dragons Dargan. It's like an inside joke. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. I just don't want to confuse people. Like, what's a Dargan? Is that a special kind of dragon? Anyways, orc band now joining the fight, trying to outflank Dale and tried to break the enemy. Again, where's that other breach point? He is trying to bring down this wall. Still at 44%. It looks like, no, it looked like he was getting hits, but I guess it was falling short, just hitting the ground. But it's so desperate they break through that. Don't know why they're being so aggressive at this point. They have unlimited time to take this settlement. Definitely need to wait for more breach points, but that's okay. Got some action, you know? We don't have to wait longer. Dalesmen got their axes. So it's good to see some Dalesmen. These guys seem to be a little bit more professional compared to the Rivermen. Oh, and here comes Dale outflanking their flank. More Dalesmen. Get him, look at him. Chop his head off, there you go. See, he does the like chop the head off animation, but we don't get to see heads roll in this game. Now, of course, you see it like almost every kill animation in Attila is pretty much decapitation, but in Medieval 2 you see it every once in a while, and unfortunately, yeah, you don't see heads rolling. That's okay. We'll just use our imagination. So the orcs are making some pretty good ground. Thankfully, they opened up another choke point. They need to quickly charge through that. There we go. More. Oh, now he's setting in the heavy goblin infantry. And oh, he's got orc archers. Mordor setting up their archers. Oh, this is... Oh, here comes another breach point. This one's down at 88%. The archers are getting melted right here. He is using fire arrows, trying to light the catapult on fire. That's a good idea. Let's head back over to this side. Let's see what's going on here. Nothing. Nothing is going on here. The attackers are I assume are waiting for their allies to break through and put some pressure on the town center, because if they are able to break through here and get through the line, and then they could push for the town center, then that would cause a lot of the defenders over here to fall back, because obviously they would have to send in reinforcements, and that would make this defense a little bit lighter and easier for them to push through. So if you get what I'm saying. I wish I could like draw arrows and stuff, kind of like Attila, but you can't do it. Medieval 2, how dare you? I can't blame it. 10 years old. It's an old game. So yeah, that balance of power does not look good for the defenders. Again, I think at this point, like I said earlier about the rules, they've got to rely on killing the general. If they can take out the general, then it's an automatic win. That's what they have to do. I don't think they have enough men to beat back these forces unless they can pull off a miracle, get it like a huge chain route, get some good artillery hits. Orc band is pushing. Now I assume they're going to charge through this breach point and go after the longbows, who are still under attack. What do we have over here? We actually have a unit still on the island. Oh, I see. He's got a nice flanking force position. Catapult and some Bardian marksmen waiting for them to attack, get in range, and just get peppered down, which will be quite the sight if they actually do that. So Dale is running out of men. The orcs are pushing through. And here comes some heavy goblin infantry. So now they're storming through the other breach points. The floodgates have opened, and the defenses are failing. Oh, Dalesmen are going to try to get it out. Get it out. They're going to try to get out of there. They are getting chased. Oh, they're running side by side with the orc band, and they're going to meet. Maybe actually he was trying to save his longbows, trying to cut down the orc band. Charge! Oh my god, right in time. Oh my god, the catapult flies right over their heads. I mean, that was literally, like, that probably burnt the top of their helmets. But the swordsmen were able to charge in right in time to save the longbows against the orc band. They should be able to break these orc band unless they send in more reinforcements, which they are. We've got some dwarves, or I'm not dwarves. These are dwarves. He's got trolls going in to support his infantry. And yeah, the trolls are going to be a huge problem. Massive problem. What is that catapult firing at? Nearly killed his own men. So it's going to be important that this catapult gets a lot of kills. Oh, we got some elves. Okay, so some elves, okay, they did, okay, a sizable number of elves made it to the base, which is good. That's the kind of stuff they need. But I think that's it for the elves. I mean, they've got their general, the forest wardens, and some archers. Oh, we got a big push over on the other side as well. Here we go. Okay, it's just archers. Just archers. Again, taking their time. This is really wise. It's smart. Nice. Soften them up. Those Dalesmen are going down pretty quickly. It's a good use of archers. And oh, the trolls. The trolls are pushing for the catapult. They're going to silence the catapult, which is really smart. Got a pretty tough battle going on here. Dale once again running out of troops. And he's definitely going to fall back to you know, inner defenses. So the goblins are victorious there. And this is what it's down to. We do have some light elven archers. I'm always happy to see the elves on the battlefield because they got butchered early on in this battle. So it's cool to see them. Also, we have some dwarves, Iron Guard, making their way downtown, walking fast. They're gonna go to the... let's see, where are they going? I think they're gonna hold here. This is a pretty good choke point that leads to the town center. So yeah, we might see a large force hold. The elves are now formed shield wall. And here comes the trolls and a warg rider, cause why not? So do the trolls have enough? Oh, there goes another wall. The archers are in danger. What side is that on? Let me zoom out, find that side of the wall. I have no idea. Where is that happening? That's strange. Wait. Oh, it's on... Wait, how did goblins get over here? Oh, did he push around? Wait, I think he pushed around some infantry. Or did they go through here? I think they went through here. Okay. Yeah, the defenses are failing here because, like I said, they did exactly what I was talking about, waiting for the defenses over on the other side to fail, and then the defenders on this side, what we're looking at here, had to fall back and go to the city. What do we have charging up this way? We've got some dwarven miners now pushing to take on the floodgates on this side. We have dwarven miners holding the line and buying time for the defenders. I think defenders, they've got to fall back, everyone. They've got to retreat out of there. We do have some earls. This is actually the general about to be surrounded by some goblin band, getting hit with some archers. The longbows who are going to hold the ground. Is he going to charge in his general? No, he's going to hold his ground. The catapult is pretty much lost. He's trying to save the catapult, but they're down to 4 crewmen. I'm pretty sure if they lose a single crew, they're going to lose a catapult. So there goes the general trying to defend against the trolls. The Iron Guard trying to defeat the trolls over on this side, and the elves still holding the line again, preparing to face this massive orc horde. We have some catapults going on this side. Beautiful, beautiful shots there. And I think we had a little bit of a fight in this corner. So this battle is just all over the place. A lot going on. Let's head back here where the orc marauders sending in reinforcements. They realize that the general is surrounded. He's got nowhere else to go. Dale might lose their general because of, I assume, the lack of map awareness. And let's see what the dwarven miners are doing. Oh, here comes the dwarven miners. Where's the generals? Like, again, for the defenders to win this one, it's all about killing that general. I don't know where the general is for the evil guys. Obviously, if I was commanding the evil forces, I would keep the general way back. You know, only charge them in unless you absolutely have to. So it's, I mean, the orc miners are not going to hold for too long. Oh, the catapult though. Dale has their catapult and it's still in range. It's got a great vantage point. It is getting harassed by archers though. We have Bardian marksmen firing back. Again, trying to go after this big blob of orcs. Let's head back over to here. Let's see how this town center is, let's see how this town center is holding. Okay, so the goblins are grouping up. I mean, there's just so many different pathways and different defenses. So the dwarves have formed a shield wall. We have some iron guard. And of course, they have the support of some rivermen and some elves nearby. So the goblins are not going to advance this way. They're using their archers, trying to soften up the iron guard, which is smart. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the dwarves, they've got pike formation. The general is still trying to fight for his life, surrounded by orc marauders and trolls. This is going to be a tough one for Dale. He cannot lose his general. Now, of course, he has infinite morale, but if he loses his general, he definitely has to retreat all of his men to the town center. He's got to get them out of there. Oh, the catapult. Nearly killing the dwarven general, which is in a minor unit. Pretty sure that's the general's banner. Where is the general, though? I don't see him in there. We also have the elven general. So the generals are getting very close. The dwarven miners are surrounded, and the Snaga archers are now maneuvering up their troops, trying to get them in range. Obviously, to fire back, we've got a small choke point fight here. The dismounted earls should be able to butcher a lot of these orcs, but the numbers, I mean, they're greatly outnumbered. So I don't know if they're actually going to win this engagement, but he is, look at that, he's going to save his general. He's got a special mission, sending over some elite units to bring down these trolls, bring down the orc marauders, and save his general. But the general, where is, oh wait, no, the general saved. Okay. What happened? The general made it out. The elves though, this form up attack, I don't think he was paying attention. General going in for a charge. So he's being pretty reckless with his general. But in a type of situation like this, sometimes you just have to. More catapult fire coming down. The dismounted earls are, no, they're not surrounded. The dwarves are sending in some halberdmen to support them. So I like how the defenders are being aggressive. I think they're going to go for a general, but again, where are the generals? So we've got the Nazgul here, the ring wraith. But where's the other one? Where is the Gundabad general? The general who was convinced to attack. And the dwarves are sending in more reinforcements. Vault Wardens, the general of Dale, they're pushing over to hold this choke point. They are not going to give the orcs a single inch. They're no longer going to fall back. They're going to sally out and bring the fight to them. The catapult missing every single time as the Iron Guard go to the front lines to support their allies in this desperate time. So yeah, they are flanking around, going for the orc fellers. So the orc fellas are surrounded. Vault Wardens hiding behind the fencing. The earls, let's see, what are they doing? They're going around this way. Oh wow, we've got the generals coming out to fight. What are they doing? Where? I think they're gonna try to go for the general, but I can't find the general. That's the thing. Like, oh my god, Mordor. Look at this long line of orcs. So they're trying to go for the town center, obviously. And actually, we have some... Do we have orcs over here? Wait. Yeah, we do. The orcs sent out some goblin band. I don't know if they're going to be able to defeat the barding herd. How did they get over here? Oh, you can go around. Wait. No, you can't. How's... Oh, they used the bridge, of course. They used the bridge. Duh. Alright, so the goblins are falling back. They're falling back their archers because they're worried about the flanking dwarves. The dwarven miners are now going to be able to flank around this. Oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. We got the general of Gundabad behind his men. Oh my god, is he really firing his catapult that close to his general? The general is trying to get out of there. He was in the front lines trying to give support to his troops. But because of the current situation, his general is in danger. Because we have the dwarves who are pushing and fighting off these orcs, that the orcs are getting slaughtered. Now, he does have reinforcements closing in. Yeah, the orcs of Gundabad sending in the trolls, trying to surround these men. I don't know if it's going to be enough to break all the Iron Guard, Halbermen, and Dale's soldiers. But he's... Wait, where's the general now? There he is. There he is. But now he's about to charge Dale's general. They're going for an easy... They're going for the serpent's head. They're going to try to cut off the serpent's head, go for one of the generals, and go for the victory. Now, I don't know if Dale has enough men to bring down the Gundabad general unless we have a hero amongst them that can kill him, sacrifice himself, kill the general, and save the day for Dale in this trading post. Now we have the miners closing in. So they don't even care. They know. Okay, so this is beautiful. I like the objectiveness of this fight. The balance of power obviously is not in their favor. I don't think they have enough men to defend. And now the general is closing in on the dwarven general. And I feel like the fight is going to be decided very soon. If they can kill the general right here, then of course they're going to win. But if they don't kill him, this is probably their best opportunity to winning this battle. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off. They've got archers close by. A very close fight indeed. Where is the general, though, exactly? I want to see him fight. I want to know where he is so we can see if he's in danger. The miners are now going for the archers. That's pretty smart. Take them out. Break them. Let's see what's going on the other side of the fight. We have more orcs closing in. Oh, yeah, we got a big fight over here. Huge fight. Iron Guard holding the line. Somehow, how did the Iron Guard get behind these troops? The heavy goblin infantry pushing so desperately to get into that town center. We even have some trolls over here in the front line as well. Actually, in the back lines, I should say. But if they can break through here, they're trying so quickly to break through, get for this town center. There's nothing defending the town center. The attackers, or the defenders have committed everything over to this side. And the Hearth Watchmen are surrounded now. You know what? It's down to this. It's down to the Dwarven Miners to save the day and kill the general. Now, obviously, the Gundabad general is feeling pretty confident because he's still fighting the Dwarven Miners. But where is that general? Oh, here he is, guys. That's the general. He's right in the front line. Are you crazy? Why? Why risk losing your general when your army is going to win at the town anyways? Okay, so looking at the frames left in the game, it's either they kill the general, which the general's getting a kill right now, or the main army breaks to the town center and captures the town center. Look at him. Now we have halberds showing up. Dwarven halberds able to break through, and he's getting gangbanged, guys. If he loses his general here, it's over. He's surrounded by 4 dwarves. 4 dwarves are teaming up on him. His bodyguard. What are you doing, bodyguard? Save your general. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Is he really going to lose this right here? Yes, they are going to lose the battle because they lost their general to a tiny, tiny force of dwarves. And that wraps it up, guys. That's the fight. Chaos amongst the orc armies. And that's a close victory. That was awesome. I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, they didn't fight to the death. It wasn't cool. Well, I thought this was really cool because I've never seen that before, where the defenders so desperately pushed out and went for the general to take him out. and they pulled it off. They pulled it off. They killed them. Oh my god, so great battle. I love that. Of course, Dale getting the most kills. They had the most men, so good job there. And then on the attacking side, 858 for the orcs of the Misty Mountains. I still cannot believe it. That was going to be an easy victory for the attackers, but that was a great use of the dwarven infantry. They wiped out the general. The general did not fall back because he was surrounded by 4 dwarves. And that's gonna close it up for today's battle. Let me go ahead and show you the results for Dale. You'll see both armies. You can pause it on the video if you want to see it in more detail. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's fight. This was a very exciting one. I also like the fact that the units weren't all super elite, so it felt a bit more realistic. I'm sure you guys will appreciate that too. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.